We're going to do a little air gun hunt here. This is my Seneca Dragon Claw, my favorite air gun to hunt with. It's a 50 caliber.
While the meat pole was empty, I was entertained to say the least and considered this hunt a learning experience. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Hi friends, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and welcome this week to A Sportsman's Life. We're going to do a little air gun hunt here. This is my Seneca Dragon Claw, my favorite air gun to hunt with. It's a 50 caliber, and I have an AGM Global Vision Rattler thermal scope mounted on it here that I really like. Now this scope, you can actually film through it, so my goal is to go to my buddy's place who lives 1 mile back this direction. I've had a feeder set up, and I'm going to take you over and show you the feeder. Hung it up in a tree actually. And we're going to try to get out there and take my old trusty count stool here. Pretty comfortable, got a pad on it. We're going to take it and we're going to set it back on against a tree, and we're going to watch that feeder for it's going to be dark about 9 o'clock now. So we're going to get out there 8:30, get all set in, thermocell, try to beat the mosquitoes off, and hopefully, I don't know what we're actually going to do, to be honest with you. There's a lot of raccoons. The turkeys were stocked in this area 5 or 6 years ago, and they're doing pretty well, but we've got so many raccoons and they raid the nest, they give those turkeys a fit. So I know this is a little heavy-duty air gun to be hunting raccoons with, but I want to thin those things out. You never know, there's so many hogs around here and so many raccoons, so I don't know what we're going to do. If I see some raccoons out, I'm going to try to get it on video and shoot a raccoon. But if a good eating hog comes in, you know old Luke, I'm going to be after that pork. So let me take you over there, show you the setup. We've got about a 30-gallon can hung up in a tree with a good feeder on it, feeder motor and everything. So we'll see if we can first read the sign, see what's been coming in. I know some raccoons have been all over that thing, but I bet the hogs are in that area too. Let me go show you my setup the way I like to hunt. That thing has been going for probably a week, so there should be some hogs in there, and I know for a fact there's a lot of raccoons. So stay with me, let's go have some fun with an air gun. What do you say? Okay friends, we are at the spot that I will be hunting at tonight. Got the little chair that I showed you, Seneca Dragon Claw, and the Rattler scope over at my buddy's house. I'm going to show you why this is so good. Look at all these pecan trees down in here. These things are loaded with green pecans now. And squirrels are knocking them out. Now, if nothing else, if there was no corn out here, there would still be hogs. These hogs are coming in here at night eating these green pecans. Let's walk over here and let me show you the feeder that I've had set up for about a week now. We'll see if there's any sign on the ground there. This is a hog killing place though, friends. This thing will hold a couple of bags, probably around 80 or 100 pounds of corn. I've killed a lot of hogs over this. Let's look down here at the ground. You have to look close, but I do see some hog tracks. I see some turkey scratchings in here. But here's a better look at the pecan grove. Goes back way back in there. So right here, we're going to try to shoot us a hog this evening. Right here is where we'll be hunting. So I'll settle in down here probably about 8:30 this evening and see what happens. Wish me luck. Whoo, folks, old Luke's a little bit tired. I didn't get but I think I got about 6 hours sleep last night. I should have got more than that. My adrenaline was pumping, I'm telling you. I hope this goes on a long time. Here I am, I think 74 years old, and I get as pumped up on even a hog hunt or a raccoon hunt, which we thought that was going to be, as I did when I was 17. So if you're an older hunter, get out there and do it. I mean, it's still as much fun as ever. How about those hogs? I think there was like 35 hogs that came in from my right. I never expected that. I was expecting them to come out of those pecans, you know, back to the left back there. But I heard them squealing, you know, as wild hogs will do. A pack of them that big is not going to be quiet. You know, they make a lot of racket. But came in, and yeah, that big sow came in, and I noticed when she looked at that area, that feeder, that she knew corn was there because she could smell it. But when she saw that, she made a commitment. I knew she was coming in. But if you ever had a question about a big bore air gun, that's the Seneca Dragon Claw 50 caliber. I don't take long shots with an air gun. I try not to take long shots with anything. The closer the better, but sometimes you do need to shoot on out there, especially with a center fire. But hit those hogs right behind the jaw, folks, and they don't run. And you can do that by hunting up close. Now, if that hog had been out there 200 yards, I know I couldn't precisely put that bullet, but I can when I'm up close like that. We've got a lot more to our show coming up, so stick with us. I hope you enjoyed our little thermal hog hunt with the Seneca Dragon Claw 50 caliber and the AGM Global Vision. And let's move on, as they say, to the rest of the story.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Stealth Vision, high-tech precision-driven equipment tailored for the modern hunter. The best way to learn about hogs and how they relate to their environment is to get out and spend time watching them in their natural habitat. I grabbed my gearhead bow and I headed out for a relaxing afternoon of hog hunting and was fortunate enough to see this sounder of hogs, but had no shot opportunity. Regardless, I consider this to be a successful hunt. Anytime you have the opportunity to watch hogs in the wild is a learning experience. While the meat pole was empty, I was entertained to say the least and consider this hunt a learning experience. A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American Built, American Strong, the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, your go-to for thermal hunting scopes and spotters, Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Good morning, sports fans. This is your fishing tip on A Sportsman's Life. Okay, today I picked out my 4 favorite topwater baits. Let's get it done. This is the Creek Chub Knucklehead. Deadly. We're fishing for freshwater stripers on Lake Texoma. Big fish, big baits. What can you say about the Zara Spook? The saltwater Magnum version speaks for itself. Newer on the scene is the Berkeley Chapo. The competition is called the Whopper Plopper. Crazy action. You don't have to work it hard, just reel it. Easy on fishermen. Fish is deadly. And of course, my favorite all-time topwater plug is the Cotton Cordell Pencil Popper. How do you like that bone color? That's my favorite. Deadly, my go-to bait. A couple years ago they came out with a little brother, the 4-inch Pencil Popper. But those are my 4 favorite baits for topwater stripers in Lake Texoma. This is Bill Carey, Striper Express, with your fishing tip on A Sportsman's Life. Go catch a fish.
A special thanks to these fine sponsors, Vineyard Max Deer Products, and the Anchor Inn and Marina on beautiful Lake Tawakoni, 1 hour east of Dallas. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Sportsman's Life. Today I'm going to make a bone-in ham on the smoker, and we're going to try to make some pork sliders. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do here and a little recipe that I do, and really like how it turned out. I've done this before, and man, it is just tasty. So what we're going to do is we're going to marinate the bone-in ham for about 2 days, 2 full days in the refrigerator. In Dr. Pepper. We're going to put it in a large bag, dump 3/4 or a whole bottle of liter bottle of Dr. Pepper in that bag and just let her soak. And every, 6, 8, 10 hours, I'll flip that bag so the marinade gets on both sides and has plenty of time to soak into that meat, which will give it a little bit of sweetness. Really turns out good. Some people will actually make a glaze for their ham with Dr. Pepper, but we're going to actually marinate the whole bone-in ham before we put it on the smoker. So we're going to set our smoker at about 250 degrees for a couple hours, and we're going to put some serious smoke on that ham, and then we're going to wrap it in tin foil and cover it up. We're going to leave it in the smoke detection. We're going to reduce our temperature probably down to around 210, something like that, and it's going to go all night. Okay, what we want to do is we want to get our ham bone in that has been marinating for 2 days in the refrigerator. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful piece of meat? All right. Let's set her in here, and we will dispose of this old Dr. Pepper. This does add some sweetener to it. It's really kind of nice. So, all right, there we have it. Now it is time to get the knife. We're going to make some cuts on this, just to kind of let the marinade and stuff get into the meat, or the rub and everything else. We're going to inject this as well, so but we want to make these cuts. Okay, we've got our ham out of the marinade, the Dr. Pepper marinade, and we are going to put a little mustard on it first. So just a little Dijon mustard. You can use regular mustard, don't need a lot. Rub that in real good. All right, what that mustard does is it'll help your rubs or your seasonings that you put on stay on. So we're gonna rub these hams down now that we got the mustard on. Garlic and herb, and then we have some dry rub. It's just the old-fashioned, it's whiskey bent barbecue sauce, dry rub. It's real good stuff. So we're gonna put some of both on all the way around liberally, and then it'll be ready to go onto the smoker. So here we go. Like I said, don't be afraid to put a bunch on. And we're going to get both sides. Before we flip it over, let's go ahead and get this on too. We'll get her started. Okay, let's flip her over. Yeah, that mustard really going to help keep that seasoning on there. Like I said, don't be stingy. This is going to smoke for a long time. Low and slow, as they say. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this in the smoker, but we're going to take the ham out of the pan. We'll put it on top, we'll put it on a rack, and we'll put the pan right underneath it so it'll catch some of the drippings for about 2 hours or so, and then we'll take this, put it back into the tin, cover it in tin foil, turn our heat down, and we will be smoking this baby all night long. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Temperature of the meat, and we've got about 170 degrees, so we're sitting good. I'm just going to leave that thermometer in there. We'll let this sit and rest, and we'll be ready for digging into later. Well, once we got all our pork pulled, we added our favorite barbecue sauce, put it in a crock pot, mixed it all up very well, put it on low, let her go slow for low a little bit, then we kicked her down to warm, and then we proceeded to get out all of the stuff to make sliders, and give this recipe a try, folks. Easy to do.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.